Hello and welcome to yet another class session. I am super excited to be on board with you once more. Now, I want to remind you, for those of us who haven't been watching the videos, please ensure that you go back and watch those videos. It is crucial that you do so. For the rest of us who have been on board from the get-go, if there's any questions, any concerns that you have, remember that feel free to spam the comment section and I promise to get back to you. All right, so today is the last day that we will be focusing on punctuation mark before we move on to a new topic. Yes? So just in case, again, you need to ask something about previous lessons, now is the time to do so. So I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to think about the questions that you need to ask. Well, already you should have been thinking about them, but go ahead. Okay, so no questions, no concerns. So I have brilliant boys and girls, well, students rather, on board. All right, all right. I like that. I like that. So it means that we're practicing over and over how to use the various marks. Not a problem. I mean, I'm pleased with this. Now, we have been looking at specific punctuation marks in previous videos rather. Can you remind me of some of these? All right, let me get my screen up and running so I can take the information of what you're saying. All right, so let me get my screen. All right, so give me a second. Let me just get the screen. All right. All right, so go ahead and quickly remind me of some of the punctuation marks that we paid attention to. All right, the comma. I think this one is P. Let me get another highlighter. Davian, you were saying? All right, the exclamation mark. Okay, the quotation marks. Okay, the apostrophe. Anything else you remember? Beautiful. Someone remembers the angle bracket knowingly that it is hard to use. Awesome. The period. Right. Anything else? Ellipsis. Beautiful. Did we pay attention to anything else? No? Yes? Can't remember at this point? So how about the colon? We don't remember the colon? All right, and the semicolon. Beautiful. Beautiful. So we paid attention to these, yes? Awesome job. Now, what I want for you to do for this new topic that we're going to jump right into this session, right? I want for you to close your eyes wherever you are, whether you're in the bed, whether you're on the couch, on the veranda, wherever you are, just close your eyes. So once you close those eyes, you're going to imaginatively picture what I'm saying, yes? So I'm going to rather demonstrate already something to you, and I want for you to think about who I am. Are you ready? I am too. Let's jump right into this. Okay, so I am a punctuation mark. I begin with the hard C. My major use is to separate parts of a word. Now, on your laptop, look on that laptop that you're using. I can be found below the volume key. Who am I? Beautiful. I am the hyphen. Nice job. All right, here we go again. Remember, close those eyes. Keep them closed, and you're going to imaginatively just envision who I am. Yes? So here we go again. Now, I am famous, but not as other marks. I begin with D, and I can be found on the same key as the mark beginning with the H. But guess what? I am twice its length. Who am I? Not sure. You're saying not sure, miss? No problem. We are yet to find out. We are yet to find out. All right, so open those eyes. Well done. Well done. All right, so we are yet to find out. All right. Now let's jump right into our objectives. All right, so let's go. All right, so by the end of this session, you should recall punctuation marks, yes, in which we just went over a few in which we did in previous videos, in previous classes. Now we're supposed to explain the use of the hyphen and the en dash. Now, I know that we don't say en dash, right? We just say dash. So you see, I made it a bit easier for you. So I thought you would say Miss Dash. But I mean, you tried. That is the most important thing. You tried. Now, we're also going to distinguish between the hyphen and the en dash in sentences. And finally, we're going to use hyphen and en dash correctly in sentences. All right, so those are our objectives that we will be paying attention to in this lesson. All right, so let me share my screen again with you. Let me take this off the board. So I love my Venn diagram. So let me just get it on the screen. Yes, Daniel, you know I love my Venn diagram. All right. Do you realize I'm doing a little, well, as I talk about it, I was going to say I'm doing a little better with the drawing. All right, I challenge myself to get it correct this time, yes? Not bad at all. All right, so let me get my circles. You should be already thinking about the hyphen and the yes and the en dash. Okay, here we go. Now, when we talk about the hyphen and the en dash, anything similar between both of them? Anything? Nothing at all you're able to think of? Go ahead, Keisha. Okay, they're punctuation marks, yes? So they're both punctuation marks. Tion. Marks. Anything else? Anything similar? No? Yes? Okay, Daniel, you're copying my word. They are both similar. Oh, they look similar. All right, yes. They look similar. So they look. All right. So here would be the hyphen. How could I forget this? I was too excited, right? So here is our hyphen. And this side would be what? Beautiful, our en dash. I know most time we just say dash, right? But you will understand as we proceed. All right, so what do we know about the hyphen? Anything? Okay, it is shorter than. Who is thinking? Yes, man, beautiful. So it is shorter than the dash. All right, shorter than the en dash. Anything else? Okay, you have an example. That is what? What's the example? Okay. Cooking oil. All right, so what do we know about the en dash? All right, it is longer than the hyphen. What's wrong with the writing? All right, it's not writing anymore. Not sure what's happening. All right, take it off in your book. It's not writing, it's just giving me some dots. So you're saying it is longer than the hyphen? Yes, indeed, it is. It is beautiful. Anything else? All right, so it is used as for score. Beautiful. For example, what? 3 to 1. Yes. Not sure what's okay. Beautiful. So longer. For example, in terms of score, 3 to 1. Awesome job. All right. I love the fact that you were able to finish this Venn diagram with the use of the hyphen and the en dash. Now we're going to focus on a short video clipping. All right. So please pay attention to this. My video. All right. Let me get the screen bigger. Please listen.
Punctuation. In this video, you'll learn how to use the hyphen, the dash, and the slash. They look very similar but have different uses. Let's learn what they are. A hyphen is a little horizontal line that is often used to connect words. The most common use for a hyphen is to connect compound words. You might remember that compound words are two or more words that, when put together, become a new word with a new meaning. Some compound words do not use a hyphen, such as football or moonlight. Foot and ball are two separate words. But when you put them together, it becomes a compound word. It's the same with moonlight. Moon and light are two separate words. But if you put them together, they become a compound word. It means the light that shines down from us from the moon. But some compound words are connected by a hyphen. Here are some examples. 25, 1/2, merry-go-round. Note that all these words are made up of other words, connected by a hyphen. Sometimes it's tricky to know when to use a hyphen within compound words and when not to. The best way to be sure is to check a dictionary. A dash looks very similar to the hyphen, only it's longer. If you type out 2 consecutive hyphens, your computer will automatically make it into a dash. The uses are very different, however. A dash works a lot like a comma to separate phrases within a sentence. For example, even though she was smiling, Ellen, the luckiest girl in the world, was actually very sad. As you can see, there are dashes in the sentence when we paused to explain more about Ellen. We could have used a comma, but it is sometimes more effective to use a set of dashes. One right before the pause, and one right after, taking us back to the rest of the sentence. So, how will you know when to use a dash or a comma? For the most part, use a comma. Only use a dash if you're confident with using it properly. If you don't use it properly, it can make your writing a little difficult to read.
All right, beautiful. So we are not looking at the slash. So we are paying attention to the hyphen and to the en dash. All right. So I trust that you were paying attention to the video clipping there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to allow us to re-watch this video. So I'm going to give you a minute to just process this again. All right, so here goes.
And welcome to Basic Punctuation. In this video, you'll learn how to use the hyphen, the dash, and the slash. They look very similar but have different uses. Let's learn what they are. A hyphen is a little horizontal line that is often used to connect words. The most common use for a hyphen is to connect compound words. You might remember that compound words are two or more words that, when put together, become a new word with a new meaning. Some compound words do not use a hyphen, such as football or moonlight. Foot and ball are two separate words. But when you put them together, it becomes a compound word. It's the same with moonlight. Moon and light are two separate words. But if you put them together, they become a compound word. It means the light that shines down from us from the moon. But some compound words are connected by a hyphen. Here are some examples. 25, 1/2, merry-go-round. Note that all these words are made up of other words, connected by a hyphen. Sometimes it's tricky to know when to use a hyphen within compound words and when not to. The best way to be sure is to check a dictionary. A dash looks very similar to the hyphen, only it's longer. If you type out two consecutive hyphens, your computer will automatically make it into a dash. The uses are very different, however. A dash works a lot like a comma to separate phrases within a sentence. For example, even though she was smiling, Ellen, the luckiest girl in the world, was actually very sad. As you can see, there are dashes in the sentence when we pause to explain more about Ellen. We could have used a comma, but it is sometimes more effective to use a set of dashes. One right before the pause, and one right after, taking us back to the rest of the sentence. So, how will you know when to use a dash or a comma? For the most part, use a comma. Only use a dash if you're confident with using it properly. If you don't use it properly, it can make your writing a little difficult to read.
Awesome job. So I trust that you're able to know how to use the hyphen and also the dash. Now, not to worry, we are going to focus more on this alongside with some examples. All right, so let's go. Let me allow this to be a bit bigger on the screen so you're able to view it. I always like to double check if my screen is sharing, so please bear with me, all right? And it is lovely, lovely, lovely. All right, so we're talking about the hyphens and the dashes, yes? So let's go. Now, what are the major differences when we talk about the hyphen and the dash? Now, pay attention there. Early on, one of your classmates said that the hyphen is rather shorter than the dash. And if you realize, That's the first observation there. So the hyphen, it is really shorter than the dash. All right, so let us look at pointer one. Now, the hyphen is really used to separate parts of a word. And early on, we were given an example in terms of a word, compound word, which was stated in the video. Let's say cooking oil, which was mentioned by one of your classmates. And I'm pretty sure that you're able to think of other words like brother in law, mother in law. So you use the hyphen there to separate each word. Yes? Now, the dash, looking at the dash is used to separate parts of a sentence. So we're going to place our attention on those, right? Some examples. Now, one of the crucial pointer is that, let me go back. The dash can be represented by two hyphens. So, for example, let me stop sharing this screen and show you what I mean. With the hyphen, I think I can use this part of it. The hyphen would be like this. The hyphen would be like that. But with the dash, it would be 2 times this. Yes, so one, 2. Yes, so you can merge them. So it would be twice the size, the length rather, of the hyphen. Any questions thus far? No? Yes? We're clear? Awesome job. So when we talk about the dash, I want for you to just make that first observation there, that it is really used to separate parts of a sentence. Now, sometimes we tend to confuse the dash with the hyphen. Maybe because they actually look similar, which was said earlier. Maybe that's the case. But let us look at this. Now, dashes should be used in all of the following sentences. Now, we're going to pay attention to the potential confusion when the hyphen is used instead of the dash. So just in case we use the hyphen instead of the dash, this is some of the things that can happen. Look at this sentence. I have told you everything I know. Hyphen. Nothing has been omitted from my account. Look at another sentence. Whatever may be your pleasure, hyphen again. Seek no further friends. You have come to the right place. All right. Now it's saying, are you confused yet? No? Yes? Maybe so? Using a dash instead of a hyphen will correct all of the sentences. Look at this now. So remember that the dash is used to really separate the sentence, while the hyphen is used to separate a word. So that is the confusion in terms of this exercise here. Now, looking at the corrected way, it is, I have told you everything I know. Nothing has been omitted from my account. And the second sentence, not word, sentence. Whatever may be your pleasure, seek no further friends. You have come to the right place. All right. Now, when we use a hyphen, now to separate the parts, no, this is the use of a hyphen. Please ensure that you're taking your notes. Now, to separate the parts of a compound adjective or noun, and remember that we place our attention on parts of speech already with the adjective and the nouns and the pronouns, etc. Yes? Now, a well-written document, these are some of the pointers. A thought-provoking story, out of state students, out of shape people. So it is really used to separate the parts of a compound, adjectives or noun. And these are just some pointers given, right? So if you realize, for instance, we said mother-in-law. So look at this last line here, the last word, mother being a word, in and law, the compound words, right? Another example, we can just randomly choose the work study program, inner city schools, and I'm pretty sure you're able to add some more compound words which uses a hyphen. Now we use a hyphen to set off certain prefixes. Do you remember about prefixes? Right, so it is attached to a root or a base word. Yes, so look at this, well-being. I think the picture here is a bit need to be removed, but that's okay. Anti-intellectual, pro-American, and I'm pretty sure that you're able to think of some other words which comes before a base or a root word. Yes, prefixes. So we use an hyphen just to set off certain prefixes. So right after the prefix, then we add the hyphen alongside the base word. Now back to dash, the en dash, right? And what I want to point out to you as to why we call this an en dash, because it is smaller than the em dash. The em dash is really the largest one, the largest of that dash. So we have the hyphen being the smallest, we have the en dash being larger, bigger than the hyphen, and the M dash being bigger than the N dash. All right. Now to add emphasis, these are just some examples again with the use of the dash here, right? And remember, the dash is really used to separate sentences, right? Any questions just thus far? No? Yes? All right. So, do you think you can maybe go ahead and try an activity? Not a problem. Of course, I'll be here to guide you. That is the reason I'm here. All right. So, for your activity, what you're going to do for me? Yes. What you're going to do for me, I'm going to provide you with a worksheet. And with this worksheet, what you're supposed to do is to rewrite the sentences, yes, with the use of the hyphen and also the en dash. You're asking about what? The em dash? All right. Not confusing you at all with the m and the n. All right, let me just show it to you. Not a problem. So here where you have en, for the em dash, it would be em. Some persons use the sign. The sign for the en dash is just the big N. And for the M, it's really the letter, the capital M. So what I'm saying, if on your laptop or whatever gadget that you're using, you see this long dash, it is the M dash. Yes? If you see one a bit, smaller than that long everlasting one, then it would be what? Beautiful, the N dash. And the one that is next to this would be the hyphen. Get it now? Pretty much. Awesome. So for your activity, I'm going to provide that in the I'm going to provide the link for that. So this is pretty much what you're doing. You're going to rewrite each sentence below using a hyphen correctly. So I'm going to provide you with this worksheet below. And if you realize, it also have information on it, so you can read and become even more familiar if you need more practice. All right. And for your assignment, what you're going to do, I'm also going to provide a link where you can find short, what you call it, paragraphs, advertisements, letters, reports, etc. What you're going to do, you're going to select any one of your choice, and you're going to rather insert the punctuation marks in the appropriate place. So the period, the exclamation mark, the quotation marks, the hyphen, the end dash, all that was taught, you're going to go ahead and you're going to insert them at the appropriate place. Any questions, concerns, any queries? All right, so it was a pleasure being here with you. I am super happy to be your instructor for today. And guess what? It's the weekend, so feel free to have a little play and a little laugh, and I guarantee I will see you next week. And sure, you have my assignment ready for Monday. So I say bye for now.